Hi friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about my October TBR, but to be honest, I'm filming this just slightly early because this is sort of like my very end of September / October TBR, because a lot of the times, just for my own sense of organization, I will try and finish 1 month clean and then start fresh in the new month with the books that I'm reading. Of course, that doesn't always happen. But this month in particular, I have a few books that are sort of like inevitably going to straddle the end of September into October. And so I just want to mention them as well because I'm going to be starting them soon. I'm definitely not waiting until October. So the first one that I'm going to mention that falls into this category is an arc. And so this is the arc of Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. And so I requested this from NetGalley because I read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, and I really loved that thriller. Like, it just really worked for me. I had such a great time. So basically, Midnight is the Darkest Hour, I'm pretty sure it's about vampires, but honestly, I don't really care what it's about. I was just really excited to read another Ashley Winstead book, and so I figured, like, she has a new book coming out, so I may as well just jump right into this one, and I will hopefully be like filming a review for that as well, for kind of around the time when it comes out, which is October 3rd. I don't know if I said that, but basically, yeah, I'm just really excited because I liked her style, and if she brings that same like energy and type of mystery to another book, I'm really looking forward to reading it because I think that it's just right up my alley. The next book that I'm going to start reading very soon that is going to go September into October is one that I am so excited about, and that is The Lies of Lamora by Scott Lynch. So this is actually a favorite book of mine, and I read it almost exactly 3 years ago about this time, like October-ish of 2020. So for those of you that haven't really heard me talk about this a ton, it's because I read it before I had a channel, and even then it's just been a while, so 3 years. And yeah, like I said, this was a favorite for me at the time, and I'm going to be involved in an exciting discussion about it at some point soon, like in early October, which is why it is happening like now, basically. Like, I'm gonna start it very soon, and I just couldn't be more excited to be rereading this. I'm excited in general that I'm doing a few rereads of favorites this year, like especially like Long Price Quartet being one of them, and this is just adding to my joy, basically. Like, I can't wait to see. I'm sure I'll love it just as much this time, but I can't wait to see, because I remember a lot of it, but I just remember the feeling of having so much fun reading this, and I want that again. And then I have 2 more books that are sort of like, you could call them obligations for the month of October, but aside from that, the rest of the books that I have listed are sort of like maybes, or I'm gonna go where my mood takes me. Like, I chose books that I feel like kind of have a fall and October vibe to them. But first, the books that I know for certain that I'm reading, the first of those is Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. So we are finally entering the final trilogy of The Realm of the Elderlings, and I don't know how to feel about it. I don't want to finish The Realm of the Elderlings, but at the same time, I've been looking forward to reading this series so much. And this, again, is the buddy read that's been going on for quite some time now of The Realm of the Elderlings, with me, Ben from Overly Average Ben, then our other Ben, and Angela from Literature Science Alliance, and Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads. So this is like the buddy read where we read a few chapters a day. We will talk about it on Voxer, and I had more trouble with the ones in the summer, like actually being involved in the buddy read, but I think I should be ready to be fully immersed in this one, and I'm so excited. I just know that this series is gonna hurt me, but I still can't wait. Then next up, we have my Reading Booktuber's favorite books pick for the month of October. And so I cheated a little bit because I did the draw off screen, but this is an interesting one because this is sort of a joint recommendation. And so this is Stoner by John Williams. And so what actually happened here is that this is a recommendation from Joanna from the channel of the same name, But while Joanna recommended me Stoner, Alan from the Library of Alexandria also recommended me just like a John Williams book like Stoner or Augustus, but Alan also said, read Stoner first. So when I picked from the jar, it was sort of like if I picked Joanna's or Alan's pick, no matter what, I was reading Stoner first, and then Augustus remains in the jar, but that is Alan's recommendation. But they both were really keen for me to read some John Williams. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I'm really looking forward to what Joanna says as well about why she recommends it. Okay, so next up is a very hefty, big book, and this is a maybe for October just because I'm trying to time when I want to read this series, but that is The Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. So I read The Grace of Kings in August, and that was actually picked for me by Abby from Abby Salter, and I do have a video on Grace of Kings if you would like to hear some of my more in-depth thoughts about the book. But once again, and it's been reinforced by so many people, even just from the comments on that video, that The Wall of Storms absolutely elevates the series for basically everyone. And it is, by all accounts, a better connection to the characters, like just a continuation of what's great about the writing and the world. And so, especially with the higher, like the better connection to the characters, I'm really looking forward to this. And if anything, I may read this like half in October, half in November, just because it is such a big book. But I am really, really excited for it. I think I'm gonna love it. Then next up, we have the books that I view as like fall vibes, and I'm gonna go through these like a little bit quicker because these are all maybes. Like these are kind of gonna be my mood reading stack where whenever I have time, I'll just look at these and pull from them whatever I'm feeling. So the first of the October spooky fall vibes reads is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which is like your classic gothic novel where our main character goes to Manderley and I don't even know, things are happening. She like is trying to solve the mystery of the previous wife, Rebecca. And honestly, I've heard so much about this book that I feel like I already know what it's about, even though I really don't. But I also don't want to know too much because of the fact that it's a classic and it's so like well known and people just talk about it and know what it's about. I don't want to ruin it for myself, but I do want to read it this spooky season. Next up is Notes on an Execution by Danya Kukafka, which is about a man who is awaiting his execution. He's a serial killer, and this is basically a perspective about his life from 3 women in his life, and I believe it is his mother, his wife's sister, maybe, and then the detective who caught him. And I just think that this is going to be a really, really interesting book, and the fact that it is like almost like fictional true crime vibes makes me just feel like fall and feel like spooky. Then we have Bunny by Mona Awad, and another book that could kind of fit in this slot would be like The Secret History by Donna Tartt, because basically from what I understand, Bunny is like dark academia vibes. A girl goes to university and she is like drawn into this social circle with these girls that end up having some really dark shit going on, and it's weird. And that strikes me as the right vibes. Then next up we have The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, and this is basically a haunted house story set after the Mexican War of Independence, where I think this is actually like a retelling of Rebecca, so maybe I should read Rebecca first. But it's sort of like Mexican Rebecca, where it's like a haunted house and our main character goes to the house because she's like marrying someone, and then it's a haunted house, and I don't know, it has a gorgeous cover and it just sounds really interesting. But now that I'm thinking more about it, I should definitely read Rebecca first, but I'm still gonna try and get to both of them. Then finally we have Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward, and this is a book about a man I think, who is writing a book in like a windswept cottage overlooking the sea. And I think that the idea of this is that the book that he's writing is supposed to be revenge on a former friend of his that stole his is it his memoir? He stole his friend's memoir and turned it into a best-selling book and then disappeared and is like died or presumed dead and never told the main character why. And so the main character is writing this book, but eerie things begin to happen and he's kind of wondering if his former friend is haunting him in this cottage. And this would be my first Catriona award, but I have been apparently just compulsively buying her books, so I'm really hoping that I enjoy this because this sounds so compelling to me. So with that, that is the end of my late September / October reading plans. I'm really excited about these books. I doubt I'm gonna have time to get to all of them because it's pretty ambitious, but with the like spooky books, I know that I can pick a few of them and I don't have to read all of them, but they are all looking very appealing to me, so I'll be excited about whatever I'm reading, whatever I end up picking. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this stack of books. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. As always, I'll have my Discord and socials linked in the description if you're interested in any of that stuff, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!